we'll have to do some of it.
To do something. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, we'll go ahead and get started with the preliminary determination hearing.
I think Mr. Day, you gonna start us with that? Is it loading for you? We had that with me last meeting.
No, it is not loaded for me at all.
Mr. Stroll will start, won't he?
Oh, there it came, yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll go ahead and start with the purpose of the meeting, and Mr. Straw, if you would, or not, sorry, the purpose of the meeting, the legal pieces of the meeting.
Pursuant to Indiana Code 20-26-7-37, Forest School Corporation may spend more than $1 million to build, repair, or alter a school building with financed by lease or bonds, and must hold a public hearing at which explanations of the potential value of the project to the school corporation and community are given. Similarly, pursuant to Indiana Code 6-1.1-20-23.1, the school corporation must hold 2 public meetings and adopt a resolution to preliminarily determine the issue bonds or to enter the lease for a project which has a total project cost in excess of the non-controlled project. These public hearings and adoption of resolutions are the beginning of the legal process. These resolutions establish the maximum financial terms for the proposed project. Mr. President.
We'll now hear from Dr. Owen about the process of determining and communicating the projects and the community and needs of the projects.
Actually, going back to 2018, we did a very extensive facility study, facility review. At that time, there were a number of things that were listed that we really needed to give some attention to, and we have I guess, taken care of many of those needs since 2018, but there are many things that are still on that list that we feel like we need to address. We've tried to be really good to the taxpayers and not provide a large burden all at one time. But there are still a number of things that we feel like we need to address from that initial list, and things have certainly emerged since 2018. But that list of things continues to include some boilers, chillers, some of our HVAC control systems, parking lots, roofs, things that are on our radar. We do have the McLaren Road extension over by the junior high school that we have kind of pushed that down the road since about 2010. That is on that list. We have a number of restrooms that have not been really upgraded for many decades. Some things we'd like to do to bring those up to speed, not only from an efficiency standpoint, but to help us with supervision. In addition to that, we do have some upgrades we would like to make to some athletic fields that we have. So there's just a list of things we would like to address. We feel like the time is right. So that's a brief synopsis of what brings us here today.
Mr. Nate, will you talk about the proposed projects, meets?
So in this project, we're looking at tackling a portion of the needs that Dr. Rowland has outlined. We're going to do the McLaren Road extension. We are also going to look at a couple of boilers and chillers at different schools that were not accomplished during the 2019 project. And then this spring, our goal is to break ground on new tennis courts, utilities, a support building, and parking lots across the street from the high school, on the West High School property, and building new tennis complex over there. As we've discussed many times in the past, the tennis complex is really on its last legs. We've done some repairs to keep it going here the next couple of years, but it's time for us to build a new complex, and that'll allow us to move some items across the road and probably increase some parking on our main site as well. As we talk about the information about the financing, as I said, we'll probably sell bonds this fall in order to break ground next month. And we have a series of slides in the packet that we looked at last month from Stiefel. Just to summarize that real quickly, we have debt falling off. Our payments are scheduled to go down over the next, over the next 20 years. And we are going to come back and fill in some of those gaps, holding our current debt service tax rate and total tax rate to be relatively level, and also open up for project capacity in the future. The legal recitation of the financial issues, the par amount of bonds is $19,050,000. The estimated cost of issuance and underwriter's discount is $300,000. That makes available proceeds of $18,750,000 available for hard and soft project costs. We're estimating interest rates to be between 1% and 6%. The maximum terms of the bonds is 15 years, so we will pay it back more quickly. The estimated total interest cost is $10,438,000. The maximum annual payment is $7.5 million. And the maximum debt service tax rate impact is 34.48 cents, but as we spoke, the net tax rate impact will actually be zero as we have debt coming off. Additional information that we need to share with the public: the school corporation's max annual payment as percentage of their net assessed value will be 0.7836%, and the direct and overlapping debt as a percent of net assessed value is 6.05%. And that really kind of wraps up all the financial pieces of this.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind, can you go ahead and continue?
Yes. Now we've gotten the financial information, we need to open up the public hearing to the public. And unless your son wants to say something, I think we're good.
Would you like to say something?
Seeing as we have no members of the public, we will not be taking public comment at this time, so we will move on to the resolutions. The first resolution for us to consider is the project resolution. It is required when the school is planning to spend more than $1 million per building. It contains the estimated hard and soft construction costs and the cost of issuance, and establishes the total project cost. It also contains the estimated tax impact.
Can I get a motion to approve the project resolution as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Continue, Mr. Day.
The preliminary determination resolution is required when a school is planning to finance more than a certain amount for a given facility. It contains the total project cost, maximum annual payment and lease term, and other financial terms such as the estimated principal amount and tax impact.
Can I get a motion to adopt the preliminary determination resolution as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye. All opposed, same.
The next resolution in front of you is the preliminary bond resolution. That contains the project cost for the project, maximum interest rate, and other financial terms such as the first interest payment date and maturity dates of the bonds.
Can you get a motion to approve the bond resolution as presented?
Make a motion to approve the bond resolution as presented.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Mr. Nate.
And the final resolution this morning,
Morning.
is the reimbursement resolution. This resolution is relating to the financing of the construction project. This resolution permits the school corporation to reimburse itself from bond proceeds for any cash which it might spend on the project prior to the closing of bonds. It is required by federal tax law in order to preserve the school corporation's ability to reimburse itself.
Can I get a motion to approve the reimbursement resolution as presented?
And then we approve the reimbursement resolution.
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye. All opposed, same. All right, at this time, can I get one more motion to adjourn the public hearing?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I'll
All in favor say aye. All opposed, same. Thank you, Mr. Day. We'll continue on with our regular meeting. Personnel recommendation.
Since we're meeting, we thought we'd go ahead and add this in here. Normally you would see this in a regular board meeting. As we were looking through our personnel items, we did recognize that we had a few assistant coaches that had been working with us this fall that were not in that September 9th meeting. So those are the three names you have in front of you. That would include Pete Dejanovic, Emily Dickerson, and Katie Helgeson. If there are no questions about that, I would recommend approval.
Any questions? Can I get a motion to approve the personnel report as presented?
Make a motion to approve as presented.
In a second.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye. All opposed, same. On to roundabout project.
This one, again, something that I'd mentioned in passing, that speaking with some members of the the community, specifically those from the city, there was an interest in adding some community art and some roundabouts that would promote some school spirit. Larry Breeze has really been very passionate about this for a couple years. He spoke to the redevelopment commission for the city of Greenfield and brought those ideas to them, and they would love to beautify, for lack of a better term, two of the roundabouts that would be near the soccer fields, one off Broadway, one off of Franklin. And the designs would look something like this. Basically, you would have the very prominent GC symbol there, also with the cougar head. This would be the one that would be on Broadway, and there would be three sides to this. So you would actually see it from really any of the directions that you're coming from. I believe that stands about 8 feet. It still would allow the city to have the flagpole in the middle, would allow them to drape the lights in the holiday season. And it's something that I think would be wonderful for promoting school spirit, showing that partnership between the city and the school. So this is the first one there, which would be, again, the east of the two. The second one actually shows, it says Cougar Country. This cougar head that you see on top would actually be put on each end. So you would see this, I believe, coming from the east and the west, and then you would have this on the other two sides. So this has gone through a few renditions. In fact, Mr. Rim does sit on that redevelopment commission, and Larry Breeze provided an updated version of what that would look like. The RDC approved an expenditure of up to $200,000 for this artwork in both of those roundabouts. They would like to know that the school corporation would be in favor of that we would support them using our logos. Thus, the information you have in front of you, where we have a resolution that if you're so inclined, I think it would be a good idea to check that box to make sure that everyone understands that that was something that was we were in favor of.
I will also add that these would be lighted, which is, I think they're made out of aluminum. There'll be cameras for security, so if somebody happens to crash into them, there'll be documentation of that. The poles that support them are breakaway poles, so it's cool. They've really thought through this process, I think.
We actually spent a little bit of time, Mr. Carey, Mr. Day and I went down to see the city employees about this. And I've got all the schematics of the surveys of where that would be. You're welcome to look at those. But my point being, a lot of thought has gone into this. This is years in the making, and I couldn't be more excited to bring a proposal to you, just seeing that their interest in a partnership with us.
That's exciting news. Any questions about it anymore? Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, can we just get a motion for the board to adopt the resolution as presented?
I move that we adopt the resolution as presented.
Can I get a second?
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say.
Thank you. I will communicate that with the officials from the city, but obviously Larry Breeze, the mayor, a big part of that, and very thankful to the RDC.
Well, thank you. Anything else to? Can I get one more motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say.
Thank you.
Thank you.